Hi, North Star. It's Tristan, André, Parks. I hope everyone is doing well and the best that they can during this new era of adaptation. It's been a whole entire year since we last gathered in the name of James Baldwin for a piece that was choreographed and written by myself. They do not know Harlem, in communion with James Baldwin. And I'm just so thankful to my team, Mars with Young, Gifted, and Broke. And I'm thankful for Heather Cook at North Star and to the whole North Star community, the Freelon family, and to my collaborators throughout the entire triangle. So I'm sending you well wishes and lots of healing energy during this time. And I hope that soon and very soon we can collectively gather in the physical again. I love you.
But know that ground must be shored up by mercy, that the world is before me and I need not take or leave it as it was when I came in. Well, the season was always Christmas with you there. And like one aspect of that scenario, you did not neglect to bring at least 3 gifts. 1, you gave me language to dwell in, a gift so perfect it seems my own invention. I have been thinking your spoken and written thoughts for so long I believed they were mine. I have been seeing the world through your eyes for so long I believed that clear view was my own. The second gift was your courage, which you let us share, The courage of one who could go as a stranger in the village and transform the distances between people into intimacy with the whole world. Courage to understand that experience in ways that made it a personal revelation for each of us. The third gift was hard to fathom and even harder to accept. It was your tenderness. A tenderness so delicate I thought it could not last, but last and envelop me it did. You knew, didn't you, how I needed your language and the mind that formed it. How I relied on your fierce courage to tame wildernesses for me. How strengthened I was by the certainty that came from knowing you would never hurt me. You knew, didn't you, how I loved your love. You knew. This then is no calamity. No, this is Jubilee. Our crown, you said, has already been bought and paid for. All we have to do, he said, is wear it. And we do, Jimmy. You crowned us.
I've learned throughout the ages that in order to define who you are, one must remember his genesis. Harlem, my home. 709 Hart Avenue, the first home my mama purchased.
I don't know what that's like people in this country feel. I can only include how they feel in the state of institutions. I don't know if white Christians hate Negroes or not. I know we have a Christian church which is white and a Christian church which is black. I know it's not the makes us good. The most holy hour in American life is I knew on Sunday. That's a great deal for me like a Christian nation. It means I can't afford to trust most white Christians. The second I trust the Christians.
Not the American Park Avenue, or maybe it is the American Uptown Park Avenue where the railroad tracks are. We used to play on the roof. And in the, I can't call it an alley, but near the river. It was a sort of garbage dump. Those were the first scenes I remember. My father had trouble keeping us alive. There were 9 of us. I was the oldest, so I took care of the kids and dealt with Daddy. I understand him much better now. A part of his problem was he couldn't feed his kids. But I was a kid and I didn't know that. He's very religious, very rigid. He kept us together, I must say. And when I look back on my growing up and walk that same block today, in 2019, because it's still there, and I think of the kids on that block now, I'm aware that something terrible has happened, which is very hard to describe. I am in all the technical legal fact a Southerner. My father was born in the South. My mother was born in the South. And if they had waited 2 more seconds, I might have been born in the South. But that means I was raised by families whose roots were essentially Southern rule, and whose relationship to the church was very direct, because it was the only means they had of expressing their pain and their despair. But years later, the moral authority which was present in the Negro Northern community when I was growing up vanished. And people talk about progress. And I look at Harlem, which I really know. I know it like I know my hand. And it is much worse that today than it was when I was growing up. "709 Hart Avenue. It was the first home that my mother purchased. She labored to ensure that her children spent their lives outside of the projects, where she grew up with 9 other siblings until the age 11 before moving into an all-black neighborhood in the heart of the city of Nashville, 1102 North 6th Street. This was Grandmama's home, meaning it was the home to all of my cousins, my siblings, and aunts and uncles. I owe it to these homes, and to my mother, who was indeed raised by a woman of Southern and Christian values, because again, survived. 1102 North 6th and 709 Hart Avenue are the homes that shaped my experiences, my wisdoms, and street intellect. I owe it to these homes. 17 years later, Mama sold 709. She labored to ensure that her children had not a place to only rest their heads, but a place to live, and to do it fully. I still wear it with me. So I found myself in Paris. I arrived here with $40, scared to death, not knowing what I was going to do, but knowing that whatever was going to happen to me would not be worse than what was certainly going to happen in America. Here, I was in danger of death. But in America, it was not a danger. It was a certainty. Not just a physical death. I mean, real death. Not just a physical death, I mean, real death. Not just a
There's one about this. 40 years ago, I was born. The question of having to deal with what is unspoken, that is subjugated, but it's never said to the minister. So having to deal with this reality is a very long possibility we have that mind. When I was growing up, I was taught in American history books that Africa had no history, and neither did I. But I was sad. I don't even necessarily that. We have been saved by Europe and North America.
No accident. It is intentional. It is a response to the call of spirit. It is the response to the call of Jimmy. It is a time to honor. It is a time for us to be with each other. So in this moment, I hope that we all might take off our cool a little bit and let the warmth come in and show up and be counted and be vocal and be present and be here and be here and be here and be here. Let us be with community and with the fellowship. As a wise person once said, ain't no ship like fellowship. And we are blessed to have it here. And so I wish to extend gratitude for your presence and your witness and bearing witness to what will happen on this stage in just a moment, but not yet. In the name of the God, Goddess, Universe, Great Spirit, Supreme Afro-Nam. Amen. Amen. So this song is in your program, if you have a program. Your part is I Couldn't Hear Nobody Pray. Okay, it's 4 words. That's it. One of them is a conjunctive word, so we might say 4.5, 5 words. That's the key part. And you can join in whenever you feel moved. Way down yonder all by myself, and I couldn't hear nobody pray. Oh Lord, I couldn't hear nobody pray. Oh, said, way down yonder all by myself, and I couldn't hear nobody pray. Oh, he said I couldn't hear nobody pray. Oh, with my burden, I couldn't hear nobody pray. In the valley, I couldn't hear nobody pray. Whenever I say no, I couldn't hear nobody pray. Said, way down yonder all by myself, and I couldn't hear nobody pray. In the water, I couldn't hear nobody pray. And in the Jordan, I couldn't hear nobody.
Look at how I really know. I know it. And it is much worse than today than it was. Look at how I really know. 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 Did it really know? Did it was? I really know. Did it was? 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 I really know it. I know it is much worse than today. I know it. And it's much I know it today. I know it was. I know it was. I know it. Look at how. Yeah, I know it. Look at how. I know it. Look at how.
Keep moving. Hey, keep moving. Y'all better fill up these aisles and groups. No, girlfriend, don't you be shy. There she go. You better follow her lead. All right, Blind, you ready? We gonna...
Everything